Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and you've made it to Module 3. The first video in this module I have for you is the Pareto principle. This is a very important topic I want to discuss with you in order to scale. So without wasting any time, let's jump right into the slides. Here's what we're going to cover. We're going to explain the 80-20 rule, aka the Pareto principle. And then we're going to identify your top performers. We're going to learn about cutting out the dead weight, doubling down on what works, and then some action items like always at the end. As you know, I'm going to do them along with you. So let's get right into it. Warning, this is the most important video in the entire course. Watch the entire video, don't skip, and don't fast forward. Pro tip, watch the video in 2x speed. The 80-20 rule explained. The 80-20 rule states that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts originally observed in economics. This is a high-level understanding of what the Pareto rule is. This was originally observed in ancient Italy, where 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the people. This principle applies across industries, business, investing, time management, and even sneaker reselling. A small percentage of sneakers drive the majority of profits, while others sit and tie up capital. You want to use sales data and market trends to pinpoint the top performing sneakers in your inventory. So shift your focus to scaling up on high demand sneakers rather than spreading your resources too thin. And with that, it brings us to identifying your top performers. We have to find the 20% that drives 80% of sales. I want you to look at your past sales and see which sneakers consistently sell fast and at high margins. I want you to spot patterns in bestsellers. Some models and colorways always perform well. Focus on those proven moneymakers. Rank by sell-through speed. Identify sneakers that consistently sell within days or weeks, not months. And double down on what works. Use the 80-20 mindset to scale efficiently. Buy more of the sneakers that have proven success rather than spreading your investments thin. That brings us to cutting out the dead weight. Identify the bottom 80%. If a sneaker sits too long without interest, it's tying up capital and you need to cut it loose. Avoid seasonal trends. Shoes that only sell during specific times of the year can disrupt your cash flow. Stop holding out for max profit. It's better to sell now at a decent price than holding out for a better price that may never come. Sneakers that sit too long become a liability. Quality over quantity. This ties back to the Pareto principle. Quality is everything in this game. Too many sellers try to scale by listing everything, but the real money is in focusing on high quality, in demand sneakers that move fast. By applying the Pareto mindset, you reinvest only in sneakers with a track record of selling quickly and profitably. If I'm going to be honest, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I have made in the sneaker game. When I first started out, I didn't have this mindset of quality over quantity. I was just testing everything, trying to see what clicks. And sometimes you get burned. And that's a learning lesson for me. That's why I made this one of the modules, so you can quickly understand this mindset and not make the same mistakes. Next, we have doubling down on what works. Focus your capital on the sneakers that drive 80% of your sales and profits, rather than experimenting with unproven models. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is the mistake that I caught myself doing so many times. I want you to develop this mindset early so you don't develop this bad habit. Once a sneaker has proven demand and quality, scale up purchases strategically to maximize returns. Optimize your workflow by sourcing only high quality in demand sneakers. As you scale, ensure quality control remains very strict to prevent defects, returns, or bad customer experiences. If your quality control is high tier, you'll see less returns and less refunds. The Pareto principle is that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. By applying this principle, it helps us focus on what truly drives success. Understand that not all inventory is equal. We want to prioritize the most in-demand, high-performing sneakers that leads to better returns. Holding onto slow sneakers tie up capital and storage and reduces your efficiency. Quality over quantity. You want to focus on top performing products to ensure better cash flow, reduce your risk, and minimize issues like return and refunds. As operations grow, maintaining strict quality control on sourcing, authentication, and pricing becomes critical. Now for our action items. The first thing I want to do is go to your stadium supply and look at your current listings. I want you to adjust the pricing of anything that is overpriced and is aged inventory. The next thing I want to do is analyze your sales data. We want to look at our sale data and identify the top 20% of sneakers that is driving our success. And then post your findings in the community. Now let's get to work. I'm going to do this along with you so you have an understanding of what these action items actually expect from you. The first thing on the list is to adjust your pricing. As you can see, I have 160 sneakers that are not at lowest listed price, and I have 86 aged inventory. Like I said, this is a mistake that has cost me dearly, and that is why I stress the importance of it and included it in Module 3. If we look at my aged inventory, I have sneakers that haven't sold in over a year. This sneaker right here hasn't sold in 400 days. I bought the sneaker when I was first starting out doing stadium supply, and I've made mistakes along the way. So for adjust pricing, one technique you can apply is the promotions. As you can see, I'm currently running a 20% off promotion on anything over 90 days in age. I'll quickly run through how you can do this. You click create promotion, you select the promotion price, you select the start date and the end date, and then you select the criteria. So for me, I did over 90 days in inventory. You hit next, and then you select the models that you want this promotion to apply to. Press next again, check the checkbox, and press create. Now I'm going to walk you through what I usually do to monitor my prices. I would click into not at lowest price. I would sort by healthy, and then I would find sneakers that are close to one another. So you see this one is listed at $305 and the lowest listed is $304. So I would match those. Same with in this one. Next, I want to view inventory by age. Anything over 90 days is not good. 90 days is 3 months. Anything over 180 days is terrible. So we want to target the items that are over 90 days and plus. So let's start with the 91 to 180 days. These haven't seen any sign of life in a very long time. So there's a study called the 20% discount bias, which suggests that consumers tend to find a 20% discount more attractive than larger discounts, even if the final price ends up being the same. It has something to do with psychology, emotions, but a rule of thumb is that if you lower something by 20%, it's more likely to buy. So what I'm going to do here now is adjust my price by 20%. So this sneaker that hasn't seen any sign of life in a very long time, I'm going to put it on 20% discount, which is $207. I'm going to go down the list and do the same here. Number 2 on our action items list is to analyze your sales data. How we're going to do this is go to sales and then click export payouts. And then we'll do it for this quarter. You're going to get a CSV file with all the data that has happened within the past quarter. So we're going to utilize AI to analyze this data. I'm going to copy the entire list. I'm going to bring it over to DeepSeek, paste it in, and I'm going to say, please help me use the Pareto principle and spot the top 20% of sneakers sales that are driving my success this quarter. Hit enter and see what happens. And now DeepSeek is working on the data that I have given it, and it's giving me all the data that I want. So clearly Yeezys, Sambas, and 9060s are driving my success this quarter. And like I said, these top 20% of sales account for approximately 80% of my total revenue. The reason why I'm using DeepSeek is because it's free. If I switch over to ChatGPT, they're going to ask me to pay for data analysis. So that's why we're leveraging DeepSeek. Now I'm going to say, give me the exact SKU that are driving my success. I want the top 20% ranked by sell through rate ROI. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. It's giving me the exact models that are driving my success. Good job, DeepSeek. With this information, we know exactly what we need to focus on. We need to focus on 9060s. This has been doing really good for us. Yeezy Boost and Mexico 66. Next thing I want to talk about is utilizing your account manager. I'm going to go in depth about this in future modules, but your account manager is basically someone that is dedicated to assisting you with consigning. So my account manager is Erica. She's a very kind person and she always helps me when I need help. So in this email I'm showing you, she said she wanted to share our best-selling SKUs in the last 7 and 90 days attached below, which is exactly what we've been looking for. So we take this file, let's download it, and you see already it gives us some really good information here, but we're too lazy to look through this ourselves. So we're going to take it to DeepSeek and have DeepSeek do the heavy lifting for us. So now that we're back in DeepSeek, let's attach the file that we downloaded. And I'm going to say, hey, DeepSeek, take a look at this file containing a table of the best sellers in the past 7 and 90 days. Please provide me the top 20% using the Pareto principle again. DeepSeek is unresponsive, so I'm going to highlight everything and copy and paste it in and see if that works. So I pasted it in. I'm going to say, take a look at this table containing data of the best sellers in the past 7 and 90 days. Please provide me the top 20%. Send. Damn it, really, DeepSeek? I'm going to paste it in ChatGPT and see what's going on. All right, we got both AIs working here. Let's see. Come on, man. China versus America. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, but these are not good because the UGG Tasmans, I know for a fact, are selling for under $200. I only want things that are selling for over $200. Please check the list again and only give me and filter out the products that are selling for under $200. Oh, it wants me to pay. Come on, dude. Come on, DeepSeek, please. All right, no problem. We'll take a look here and just do some manual data analysis. So the UGG has, I'm gonna pass on those. Spezials. Most of these sneakers are not doing that good. But the black cements are doing really good. This one. Black cements. So I would take note of this. I'm going to write this down in my notes and post it in the community later. Another one, Air Jordan 11 Columbia. This is very good. Sell-through rate of a 36%. Add that into the notes. All right, I've extracted the pairs that are selling for over $200 in the top 20% from this list. Now let's go back to DeepSeek and also highlight the ones that has been doing good for me. We're going to add these to the notes as well. And now we can also ask our account manager for a certain amount of data. So in this email, I asked her for an updated speed of sale 30-day sale data, and she has provided it to me here. Now, account managers are only unlocked for seller level 1s and seller level 2, but don't worry, just ask me for it and then I'll ask her and then I'll post it in the community for everybody. So what I'm going to do now is to take the Pareto Principle sneaker worksheet and fill in my findings. Now I have my worksheet. I'm just going to take my findings and add it into here. The sell-through rate was 32%. Average price is $311. I'm gonna do sneaker number 2 now. Sell-through rate was 36%. Average price was $288. Sneaker 3 was 9060 PB. Sell-through rate, I'm gonna say not available. And then with some quick maths, we can calculate the average price to be $237. Then the average price is $209. Next, we have Mexico 66. And now we're done with the worksheet. I'm going to take this and post it in the community. I'm going to title it Rate Principal Sneaker Worksheet. And then for the reasoning, I'm going to say extracted from last 90-day sale data. And same for this one. And then for these, extracted from personal data. And then post. I need to select a category. I'm going to put this in general discussions and then we're going to post. There we go. There you have it, folks, the Pareto principle. I hope you learned something from this lesson and I'll see you in the community. My name is Terry. It's been an absolute pleasure. See you in the next one. Goodbye.